The dollar, right, as we know from obviously January, we've had a big decline, right? In a nutshell, selling on the fact Trump became president. Trump then created a lot of uncertainty for the United States with obviously all his intentions for tariffs. And then he went guns blazing with these tariffs. It spooked a lot of investors. Remember, investors don't like uncertainty. They want a place that's stable to put their money and obviously earn a yield. Now, Trump created all that uncertainty, and then we had a trade war with US and China for a period. Obviously, they've squashed it for now, but it can flare up again. And all of that prompted huge outflows from the United States. Loads of fucking money left the United States. Facts. I've shared the data before, so you can check through my X feed and you'll see. But loads of money has flown out of the United States. Now, you have to remember, for a very long fucking time, the dollar has been this safe haven, right? The reserve currency of the world, king dollar. So, you know how we've got this narrative right now where markets are talking about the dollar losing safe haven? You would have heard me say that, right? Dollar's in some essence lost its safe haven status to some respect, to some degree. Why? Because of, as I said, with Trump, all that uncertainty, that uncertain environment Trump's created is making it uninvestable in the United States, hence why we've had this money coming out. To add on to that, you have to remember, previously, right, any sort of war, geopolitical tensions high, dollar was the go-to as a safe haven. But look what's happened with Israel and Iran of late. Has the dollar really benefited? Fuck no. Now, I'm going to get onto something on that in a moment, but stay with me. It's so important that you just absorb some of this. So it hasn't really benefiting from Israel and Iran. And bear in mind now, US are talking about potential involvement. Trump talking about potential involvement. It's on the cards. That's not going to be good for money flows. Whatever's left in the United States is further going to leave. It's further going to come out. We would need something drastic for those flows to start coming into play and to see a massive breakout for dollar, in my opinion. Obviously, I said there was the possibility where there's a strong case, the word I use, for the dollar to rebound. That was purely technical, okay? Technical only, not macros taken into consideration because nothing's changed yet. Now, with some of the headlines that we've seen, everything that's going on in the Middle East, you know where markets have just been so used to buying dollar as that safe haven, their default sort of comes into play and their fingers start itching. It's like, buy dollar because it's the safe haven. It's what we know. So that's why my firm belief, and I spoke to some of my contacts as well, my firm belief why we've seen, dollar pulling back at times. We've seen these moves to the dollar when, retail sales is absolute dog shit. The FOMC are not cutting rates. They're clearly still dealing with stagflation. Prices are high, growth is low. So nothing has changed there for the dollar.